Hi, I'm Ryan Herbst, Chief Strategist with UnifiedCommunications.com. I'd like to welcome you to the first of our quarterly series on innovation in the UC space. Today we're going to recap some of the trends and highlights from 2018 and talk about some of the things that excite us most as we go into 2019. We couldn't recap 2018 without talking about Microsoft Teams. Teams had some real momentum coming into the year, but none of us could have predicted the freight train that it would become. The service itself matured based on a very, very aggressive release schedule and a level of effort that's just been unprecedented. We just haven't seen a collaboration platform mature that quickly. The device ecosystem around Microsoft Teams has also come together just beautifully. As we come into 2019, there are Teams IP phones, 3 different OEMs making phones that actually run a Teams client. There is a Teams gateway in the cloud that allows legacy Skype for Business phones to be able to work with Teams. There's 6 OEM manufacturers making shared meeting room systems, the Skype Teams Room system. There is a Teams client for the Surface Hub, and there's a Teams story for the new Windows collaboration displays that are launching. A new certification was launched for USB peripherals in 2018 for Microsoft Teams. It includes a Teams button. That button will illuminate based on alerts or events, things like a missed call or I'm late for a meeting. So we're going to see continued innovation we expect in 2019 as device manufacturers release devices specifically to this new USB specification for Microsoft Teams. Microsoft launched the Windows 10 Whiteboard in 2018. And we expect it to become very pervasive in 2019. With the new Windows Whiteboard experience, which is being integrated into Microsoft Teams and Teams devices, we for the first time are going to have a unified whiteboard experience. So in the past, we had a Skype whiteboard. Surface Hub had a pretty powerful whiteboard based on OneNote, but we didn't have a great experience for folks that we could say, wherever you are, if you're attached to this meeting, we can all share and utilize a common interactive whiteboard. The Microsoft Whiteboard changes that. Whether you're on a touch-enabled Surface or iPad in a meeting room with a Surface Hub or Skype Teams Room system, we can all use a common whiteboard. With data stored in the cloud, we could break for lunch, come back in a different meeting room, pick up where we left off. In 2019, we expect cameras to continue to get more intelligent. So today they can frame us. If 2 of us walked into a large room, it can zoom in automatically and frame the 2 of us. We expect both cost and the intelligence to continue to push forward in 2019 with things like active speaker switching without having to have very expensive multi-camera setups. We expect the cameras and really the services that the cameras are attached to, things like Microsoft Teams, to begin to expose some of the data coming from the camera. So if the camera can count the number of people in the room, it could pass that on to the service. The cameras are doing a lot more to correct less than perfect lighting scenarios or to correct for an angle that's imperfect, or a camera could be placed off to the side of a display, but you wouldn't see that camera was off-center from the remote shot. They're adjusting for things like that. So it's all part of this simple meeting room of the future, which is really coming together. And we also expect that trend of lower cost, higher performing audio devices going into larger and larger spaces to continue in 2019. So a couple of meeting room specific trends relate to a move of compute off of the table and behind the display. So right now, a lot of the simplified service-based solutions like Teams, Skype Room systems have compute that is attached to a touch interface that sits on the table. They're very, very simple. They just work, and they have definitely raised the bar. But one of the things that the enterprises have asked for and is now coming to fruition is they'd like to move the compute off the table and get it behind the display. That's happening. And then the cabling that goes between the table and the wall has been somewhat challenging in the sense that I might have had to pull a couple of HDMI cables and a USB cable between my room system that sits on a table and a display or multiple displays on the wall. In 2019, we're going to see that reduced to a single Cat6 cable or even things that are switched and run through the network, where the touch interface that sits on the table needs nothing more than PoE or power in a network connection. So thanks for watching. We're super excited about 2019. Look forward to checking in with you in the new year. If you have any questions, please reach out to the team at unifiedcommunications.com.